10 terrifying space disasters waiting to happen. Number 10. Asteroids. While asteroids are formed close to stars and are generally made up of a combination of metals and rocky materials, they can group together in belts, but also alarmingly can break away as rogues and be shot out into space all by their lonesome. Almost 5,000 asteroids are close enough to the Earth to pose a threat, with 2,000 making it onto the watch list of the Near-Earth Objects Observation Program. These troublesome balls of rock have hit home millions of years in the past, namely during the Cretaceous extinction event where 1/5 of all animal species were lost, as well as the End Permian extinction event widely regarded as the greatest single disaster in our Earth's lifetime. Frighteningly, we have had similar rocks hurtle down to Earth in modern history, as is the case with the Tunguska event and the Chelyabinsk meteor. Number 9. 1950 DA Near-Earth Asteroid, coming in at over 1.3 kilometers in diameter and with a mass of 40 billion tons, 1950 DA is a doozy. If it impacted the Earth, the explosive force will exceed the total of all the nuclear weapons in every arsenal around the world combined, and then some. Its orbit is bringing the asteroid close to Earth, and will at some point in the future be so close it has astronomers biting their fingernails down to the quicks. In 2032, it will approach within 11.3 million kilometers, which may sound like a long distance, but it's not. Think of it as being 1/6 the distance to Mars. If we live long enough and the Earth survives human habitation, there's a 1 in 8,300 chance it will directly collide with us in the year 2880. If the asteroid impacts into the Pacific Ocean, it will create a shockwave that will whip the seas into 120-meter-high waves, slamming a wall of water higher than a 30-story building into our coast. Number 8. Apophis Asteroid. Back in 2004, a 450-meter diameter asteroid was discovered, and Apophis was given a danger level score of 4 out of 10 on the Torino scale. It has a 1% probability of colliding with the Earth in 2029 when it comes within a hair of the Earth, just 31,000 kilometers away. It'll be close enough for people to observe it with the naked eye, without the use of telescopes. 7. 2010 RF-12. There is a 5% or 1 in 20 chance that 2010 RF-12 will collide with us in the year 2095. It's a baby as far as asteroids go, tipping the scales at a mere 500 tons. But this tiny rock will produce 9 kilotons of explosive energy on impact, the equivalent energy of around 60% of the nuclear bomb dropped on Hiroshima. While it's not world-ending, it's still extremely significant and able to wipe out millions of people off the face of the planet if it makes landfall in a densely populated area. Number 6. Falling Comet. Comets contain ice and dust, and as a result of their formation in the deep void of space, characterized by their long tail they get as they pass by a heat source and the ice melts to liquid water. The biggest difference to asteroids, however, is in the orbit patterns. Asteroids group together in belts, orbiting close to a star or planet. Comets are completely different in the fact that their orbits are extremely long and wide, sometimes completing a journey 50,000 times the distance from the Earth to the Sun. Number 5. Swift-Tuttle. The Swift-Tuttle comet is massive and has a real chance of smashing into the Earth. It's still a long way off and won't be a problem until the year 4479. But scarily, this is the same time that has passed between the modern day and 500 BC, the time of the philosopher Confucius, the birth of the Buddhist religion, the rise of the Iron Age, Celts, and the height of the ancient Greek Empire. So it's not actually that far away in terms of the lifespan of civilized Homo sapien man. It would slam into the Earth with 300 times the force of the meteor that wiped out the dinosaurs from the face of the planet, meaning that no organism would survive. Well, maybe with the exception of a few species of extremophile bacteria or hardy microbial life such as tardigrades or water bears, nature's true cockroach. It's not only this huge impact which would do damage, it's the trailing tail of meteorites, dust, and other matter that would normally burn up in our atmosphere, but at this close range would pepper the Earth with a shower of Armageddon-like proportions. The end result would be an uninhabitable frozen rock where our blue-green Earth used to be. Number 4. Solar Flare. From the perspective of the surface of the Earth, the Sun appears to have a fairly uniform shape and size. putting out a constant rate of heat and light that plants need to grow and support the massive terrestrial and aquatic ecosystems on Earth that we ourselves are part of. The truth cannot be anything more different. The surface of the Sun is an ever-changing mixture of cold spots and solar flares that spew forth large quantities of ultraviolet radiation, X-rays, ionizing radiation, and electromagnetic energy. If that sounds scary, that's because it is. When this eruption of energy meets the delicate atmosphere of the Earth, it creates geomagnetic storms, which can be quite pretty in the case of the southern and northern lights phenomena. But the huge electromagnetic disruption would wipe out every device and electrical circuit across the globe, and the sky would light up as an eerie green as far afield as the equator. Not to mention the huge amount of radiation our bodies would absorb and the inevitable damage to our DNA structure. Welcome to the Dark Ages. 3. Star explosion or supernova. At the end of their lives, stars run out of the fuel necessary to sustain the nuclear fusion reactions in their cores. They eventually swell outwards, engulfing planets and nearby celestial bodies until they eventually undergo supernova. This cosmic event releases energy, radiation, and heat in an explosion so gigantic that its luminosity briefly outshines the rest of the entire universe. Number 2. Cosmic rays. Following a supernova, the expansion of a ring of harmful gamma radiation spreads out across the cosmos in a disruptive wave. If a close enough star to Earth dies, the resultant band of electromagnetic radiation could literally shift our magnetic axis, strip away our atmosphere, and leave our planet an inert ball of rock totally incapable of supporting life as we know it. Picture the desolation of the Moon, only bigger. Number 1. Betelgeuse. 650 light-years away sits the star Betelgeuse. And no, we're not talking about that hit movie from the 80s about a poor deceased married couple tormented by a malicious spirit with a white face and green hair. Betelgeuse the star is currently in its final stage, a hypermassive red giant that's on the tipping point of going supernova. Granted, the radiation from such an explosion would take millions of years to reach our planet, but it would almost certainly spell our doom. So there you have it. We hope you don't have too many nightmares tonight thinking about the myriad of cosmic nasties out there. It's probably best not to think about it after all. Ignorance is bliss.